Hey, it's Big Jeff coming to you from BigJeffAudio.com, also representing B2 Audio USA.com. And we're talking about something that's been long awaited for. Rampage series from B2 Audio. Hit that like button, leave a comment. You can always do that at the end. It doesn't cost you $1. Like, follow, and subscribe, depending where you're watching this. Okay, let's talk about this bad boy right here. It is the Rampage 10. Now, the Rampage line also used to be called the Elite line. Has changed a little bit, and then the Rampages were actually hand-built subs. Well, with the growth of B2 Audio, we were able to mass produce it with the same quality to get the cost down. Now, let's talk about a couple things. They still have the Elite line, which comes in the 12, 15, and 18-inch versions. And why Elite? Because those are 4-inch voice coils. This is a 3-inch. And you can get that in this and also the 8-inch, okay? And then there is also a 6-inch. That's why this is not called the Elite, but it is still the Rampage, which means the rest of the guts are the same, but the coil is smaller. Why not use a 4-inch coil on a 10-inch? Almost impossible to do. All right, let's talk about a few things here.
You want to talk? Let's talk.
As you can see, this is a tank. Now, this is $899.95. It's not an expensive woofer, but this is not an everyday woofer.
Way better.
And there's some key things in here. Full carbon fiber. You see that? Beautiful. All right, then as I'm looking in here, we have a double spider. We have a high temp coil, and I've seen a lot of coils. This is a little bit different. I'll show you a close up. And then went as far on all the Rampages to take the dual tinsel leads, and those are coated with a high temp also. Why? Well, all that power is flowing through the tinsels and they can get hot. Now this is sewn in, and man, I just love looking at this. So we have huge push terminals, will fit 4-gauge wire, beautiful port and venting, huge motor structure. I mean, this thing, let me look at some specs here. FS of 39.6. This is a 3,000 watt RMS, 7,500 watt max, 10 hertz to 500, 3-inch voice coil. This is a 8-layer coil, ferrite motor, 880 ounce, cone material, carbon fiber, tall U-shaped foam surround. Now, some other specs. Sealed, which who wants to put this in the sealed, but small is 0.61. Ported compact 1 foot, and then regular ported 1.42. Now, do recommend a bandpass 4th order for 3-to-1 ratio. Okay, so this thing right here, let's look at a few things. First off, important, mounting depth. We are just under 9 inches. I would say 9 to be safe because you want to have a little bit of room at the bottom because of the port. Now, the motor structure itself is 5 inches. Beautiful surround, beautiful metal ring. Now, this whole cone is carbon fiber. And as you can see, this thing is all cone. There's a lot of air that's going to be moved. Then, as we look at a close-up, it's like a double ring. So you have a ring for the Spider 1 and a second ring for Spider 2. This is just a beast. Let's break out the up close and personal. Let's take a look at some stuff. So you got the B2 Audio badging all over. Beautiful. Look at that coil. That is some thick strands of copper. Everything is coated. And then let me show you what I'm talking about on the tinsel leads that are coated. I mean, you don't see that a lot. So we have that huge spider, and this thing is thick. Okay, let's look at, you have push terminals, 4-gauge, and then look here, we have 2, 4, 6, 8 holes plus a huge port. Let's go all the way in. And you can see the carbon fiber all the way up there. So if I go all the way, you can see all the carbon fiber. This is carbon fiber all the way through. Let's pull it back out. That's something there. Do you see that? It's like cross venting. I didn't even know that. Look at that. So it looks like the motor structure is drilled also on the inside. Awesome venting. Keep this thing cool. All right, and then let's get in here. Huge amount of epoxy done at the factory. Look at this thing. This is just beautiful. All right, let me put this away, get a better quality. Let's pick up the big Jeff cam. Let's take a look at this. It's just a beautiful tank. Look at this thing. Now, this has been the talk of the town, and getting it well under $1,000 is beautiful. So now we have the Rampage 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, and 18. These also come in dual 1 and dual 2. Same thing with the other sizes. Just a beautiful looking speaker. So what do? We look at this thing, we drool over this thing. And I need to go weigh it, but 880 ounces plus the rest. This thing is not light. Okay, shipping weight, 28.5 kilograms. So you times that by 2.2. Okay, boxing, beautiful boxing, triple box, has multiple layers of foam. In fact, the whole motor fits in foam, so don't have to worry about this thing being shipped. I actually have it sitting on a piece that goes on top. Just beautiful. Now, common issues we happen all the time. This trim ring here, people screw down too tight with this on and crack it. So it doesn't come cracked. You cracked it, so don't play that game. What I recommend doing is the Allen wrenches, pull this off, pull this trim ring off, mount the woofer, then put the trim ring back on. That is the proper way to do this. If you try to screw this in through that, and you use a big enough head screw that doesn't go all the way through, you will crack this aluminum trim ring. And don't call or email that, oh, it came broken. No. Okay, so beautiful looking thing. Let me show the big Jeff cam again, because this motor is just beautiful. I think this thing would look really nice inverted. And I think a lot of people are. But the specs, I mean, you're talking about even full-size ported 1.42, so a cube and a half with displacement of the woofer, you are good. But inverting this beast looks really nice. Look how big this thing is.
That's what she said.
It's just a beautiful looking driver. Okay, so what do we do next? We want to see this thing move. So I'm going to get this over there, in there, and then we're going to get this thing hooked up, and we're going to run 3,000 watts through it and see how this thing moves with some tones. And then we'll get a camera on the bottom so you can see the inside move. And that's what we're gonna do. So $8.99, these are in stock. We have them in dual 1s and dual 2s, bigjeffaudio.com, or if you wanna go directly to b2audiousa.com, more than welcome to. We do offer, and they offer, an extended warranty. This is a competition subwoofer. You fry the coil, you're not gonna warranty, okay? And these are all tested before they ship. So if you're one of those people that are going to push it all the way, I recommend getting a CPS warranty that will cover everything, even if you put a hole in it. And definitely don't call us saying, oh, it came with a hole in it. No. Okay. Anyway, otherwise, if you take care of it, you properly power it without clip signal, you give it its 3,000 real watts, you have proper electric so it's not up and down, this thing will play forever. I just saw a post, guys still running old Elites for 10 years. Yeah, B2 Audio's been around that long, and it's been really mainstream the last couple of years. So you take care of your stuff and it'll take care of you. All right, this is just beautiful. I can keep staring at it and keep spinning it all day long. We're gonna get it in there, hook it up. You're gonna get to see that, and I'll see you real soon. Hey, make sure you hit the like button if you haven't done it. Hit the subscribe, follow, all that, and leave a comment. That's what I do it for. Get to see it, sometimes hear it before you buy it. I'm Big Jeff, we'll be right back. All right. Here we go. We have the Rampage 10 mounted, and we're going to get some music going here. Oh. That's insane. Hold on. Let's get a... So we are at Look at that thing move. Look at the Excursion on this. I don't even know if you're able to see how much that's moving. Watch that. This table never moves this much. Look at this thing. That is insane. That's the Rampage 10, 3000 watt amp on it right now, and the Excursion is incredible. I don't know what the camera shows, but here it is crazy. Crazy. That's what happens when you step into the Rampage line. Okay, check it out. So we got to see this thing. We got to see this thing move. Rampage 10, dual 1, dual 2 in stock. B2AudioUSA.com, BigJeffAudio.com. Get one today. They have now the 6, the 8, the 10, the 12, Elite, 15 Elite, 18 Elite, ready to rock and roll. I'll see you on the next video.